this is him getting countries wrong. By the way, he was reading. It wasn't just ad-libbing a speech here. He wasn't doing what Chris and I do on the telly for 20 minutes, just ad-libbing, right? He was reading a freaking speech.
Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people.
Oh, seriously.
Can I just say for the record, Putin entered into a deal with the Iranian people when he came in to take over Syria, which is the last time that the US got caught napping on geopolitical security.
But here's the thing. I mean, Chris, look, this thing was supposed to be a reset. Funnily enough, surprise, surprise, right? When the media turns around and says, this speech will change everything, they never do. They never, ever do. But they give you a general insight into the confidence of the person behind the microphone. Yes, okay, because he had a nap on the weekend, he was able to get through this bit and that bit. But how much was going on during the speech?
Well, less than some of us expected, I think. That's the thing with this point. I thought he got through with a bit more energy than I expected. I reckon they must have put him into sort of a cryogenic cell for the weekend in Delaware and given him the biggest sleep he's ever had, right? Because he did manage
himself.
But now he'll be sleeping for a week now after this, right? Because he powered through. But you know, it was a delivery that actually held together for most of the time. But he made some terrible slips. There's the other one at the end, you know, when he was thanking the troops, and he said, "Go get him."
Yeah.
Who? Go get who?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, because he's just told us that he's not letting his military fight against the Russians, rightly so at the moment. Yeah. But go get him. Yeah. Well, he should stick to script and he should stick to 5-minute speeches.
Or maybe pick up the phone and ask Barry how to do it, because he didn't do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Wayne the Look, I'm watching it in like a couple different areas, so the other one didn't even pop up, so that's probably why y'all was looking at my face. What's up, Hutch?
Hey, what's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It is our Thursday. It is our Friday, your Thursday. Hopefully that right there is Sky News. I watch Sky News. I don't watch CNN. I mean, look, well, if I have to watch news, it's going to be Sky News, okay? And I know some people out there where Sky News is liberal and biased slant and stuff. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
That looked like a pretty honest clip to me.
I haven't seen it. And believe me, I got a couple more of those. So, you know, we're going to be laughing a little bit. But I love the way that they cover it. I love the way that they are covering Biden. And you would think, Hutch, that our media would do that. But they won't.
Do you think that they know the destruction that they're causing to their industry that's been around since Paul Revere?
Our people.
Yeah, no, our media people. The people running the United States global whatever media.
Yeah.
Do you think they know that it's going to be 50 years until anybody believes them again? I mean, they're not going to be able to sell advertising at some point.
Sooner or later, you are right. You're right. Sooner or later, the advertisers have got to say the money and cheaper way to do it is going through new media instead of them, because the numbers are starting to go down for the big time media people. You would think, but our media is doing what the Ukrainian media is doing right now, and they're lying their tails off about their numbers and stuff and everything.
And everybody laughs at them. I mean, there's like a small group, a sliver. I shouldn't say small because it seems like a lot of people believe it, but
sliver.
I can't see how. Yeah, you kind of like that. You know when you get that pizza, and the pizza shop guy isn't really on his game.
Yeah,
and you get that real skinny piece.
Yeah,
and a real big piece on the other side. That little skinny sliver. You know, that's the people I'm talking about that believe MSNBC. I guess. But they got to be doing it for a reason. Yeah,
sliver.
You know what I'm talking about? That piece, that one piece, is just like a ribbon.
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, you and how you break your stuff down. You're one of a kind, boy. I love you, though. I'm serious.
Anybody who's not watching this show is nuts, man. It's a
good
show.
It is. I mean, we hope.
You bring it every day. You bring it, man. You bring the material. It's just like hitting a softball to me.
And some people, do y'all have talking points? No, we don't have talking points. Mm-hmm. We see what's going on.
We did at one point.
Yeah, but it slowed us down.
It did. You'd be looking on the show notes, right? And it'd be like, Wayne, we didn't say a damn thing about any of these subjects today.
Not one thing.
Yeah. Somebody wasted all that time writing all this stuff. Yep. We never even looked at it.
Yep. But we used to have people on the show. They're like, "Oh, I need notes. I gotta have notes. I gotta know where we're going." It's like, okay, yes, that might be for some people, but some people, I mean, it especially when we're talking to everyday people, and they've already seen things all over the board, so they want to know what we think, and that's why they watch the show. I want to know what you think. Where do you think things are going? And we'll tell you from the beginning. Don't take what we say as Bible. It's our opinions. It's our honest opinions. You're talking to experienced, not expert. You're talking to experienced veterans that have served this country, whether in war. I was going to say peacetime, but I mean, we've always been at war doing something. So we've seen that side of the aisle, and we've seen what the Congress does. We've seen what the military does. And, that's why I will say to you point blank, I don't trust any politician. I don't care who they are. I went to the military. I served for the American people. I didn't serve for Congress. I didn't. That's why I can come out and say, I don't like this person. I don't like that person. I don't like that person. I think that person was too harsh. I think this person was, but when it all boils down to it, their decisions and their ability not to work for the country has hurt the people who we went to the military to protect. So that puts me against the politicians.
And I sit there and I watch this media and politicians, mm-hmm. and they're weaving this web of deceit, mm-hmm. that somehow Ukraine is going to beat Russia.
Some way, somehow they keep doing it, Hutch.
I mean, they take this little sawed-off president and make him into like Daniel Boone at their Davy Crockett at the Alamo. I want you to listen to something. I'm not gonna belabor the point real long, no. or I'll get fired. But this is called an order of battle, and what that is basically when you go to the baseball game, mm-hmm. and they read the lineup, or you go to the football game and they read the lineup. The guys come on and they're from the Ohio State and all that, right? So this is basically the lineup of the Ukrainian and the Russian forces. And you've got the Ukrainian ground forces commanded by a 2-star general with 101st Brigade, the 10th Mountain Brigade, the 93rd Mech Brigade, the 57th Motorized Infantry Brigade, and a few other units. You got the National Guard of Ukraine by another 2-star general, the Special Operations Forces. You've got the 4th Rapid Reaction Brigade, consisting of the Nazi Azov Battalion and the Donbass Battalion, mm-hmm. and a couple more units. And then you scroll down to the Russian troops. And you've got the Ministry of Defense, commanded by a 5-star general. Mm-hmm. The Russian Armed Forces, commanded by another 5-star general. The 41st Combined Arms Army, the 35th Guards Rifle Brigade, the 74th Brigade, the 90th Guards Tank Division, the 44th Guards Tank Division, a couple other 10 more brigades, the 2nd Guards Tank Army.
Oh, gracious.
The 6th Combined Arms Army, the 58th Combined Arms Army. Ladies and gentlemen, armies are multiple divisions.
Right.
So just like they told us with COVID that it was science. With Ukraine, it's math. They're not going to win, folks. They're not going to win. They're sitting there trying to make you think that Vladimir Putin is a madman.
Yeah.
And the Russian army is a bunch of conscripts.
Right.
They can't get out of their own way. What do you think the Ukrainian army is?
Right. Right.
And let me just say right off the bat, I do not support Russia.
I don't either.
Let me say I also don't support Tom Cotton.
I don't either.
Any Republican that's trying to tell me that we need to go to war with Russia over Ukraine.
Right.
You are freaking insane.
Right.
You go to war. And that's not to say
right.
that we couldn't hang Russia out to dry, because we
right.
could. But we'd have to kill 1 million people to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything over there worth killing 1 million people.
You know, if we see all these sanctions, we see all these sanctions against Putin, but it hasn't slowed him down. I haven't seen it. I mean,
it won't. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What happens to the Russian people? Putin is serious.
Yeah.
Putin said back in the 90s, you will not have a foreign hostile military force on my border.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do. The State Department and the neocons, the Liz Cheney types and the Kinzingers, they're trying to push Ukraine into NATO, the dumbest thing we ever did.
And he saw it, and he was like, nope, ain't gonna happen on my watch. As a matter of fact, y'all saw us yesterday. We put up all the countries that verbally said that we don't approve of what you are doing. 141 countries. Now, Sudan was one of them. South Sudan was one of them. But I guess the communications didn't work. I guess the communications didn't work because the ambassador for South Sudan must not have called the president of the country, because when Putin found out that South Sudan voted against him.
Со стороны киевского режима. И для этого мы будем стремиться к демилитаризации и денацификации Украины, а также преданию суду тех, кто совершил многочисленные кровавые преступления. Not because I was the one who started it, but being the leader of the country, I have to apologize.
That's called walking it back, ain't it?
You notice how that didn't take Barack Obama 20 minutes. It took 30 seconds.
Exactly.
It wasn't a whole long drawn out thing. It was like, I got my Stetson on, but
yeah, he westernized, wasn't he? For all the, again, I mean, and because that's a short clip, and I had to move the ticker so that y'all could read the translation. I'm sure it was paraphrased translation, but he wasn't smiling, he wasn't joking.
There wasn't that many words.
Со стороны киевского режима. И для этого мы будем стремиться к демилитаризации и денацификации Украины, а также преданию суду тех, кто совершил многочисленные кровавые преступления. Not because I was the one who started it, but being the leader of the country, I have to apologize.
You got there right, you're going to apologize.
And if you took that camera and you panned it off to the side, you'd see them people hanging from the ropes outside. Whoever made that decision on his behalf.
From the bridge or the helicopters. I don't know.
Oh, man.
It don't matter.
Wow,
but
somebody paid a price for that one.
But again, all these sanctions, you cutting his Swift, you cutting his bank, Apple phones not coming in there, you cutting them off, you're not letting his planes fly, you're not letting his planes take off, you're doing all this stuff, and he's still marching.
And China's going like this.
Yes.
Because it's not going to be Swift, it's going to be CCPs. It's going to be the China. They have platforms standing by to replace us. And these freaking idiots in our government are going to sell the US dollar right down the river. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to turn out well. If you're a politician, a standing politician that is blamed for the dollar coming off of world reserve currency status, you are not safe.
No.
Because we will be poor. Our middle class will be eliminated, and we will know who did it. Think about that. It's not a threat. That's just a natural human reaction. When people can't afford to buy meat for their family or can't afford to put fuel in their vehicle, they're going to look for some kind of reparation, for lack of a better term.
Right. As I said, Biden is allowed with all these sanctions and everything. With the State of the Union speech and whatnot, Biden really looks like the most dumbest person that it has ever sit in the Oval Office. Now, I know he's controlled. I know, but when you can't even read what's in front of you, and you knew he was reading because you could see Kamala, or you could even see Nancy in the back. Kind of.
Was she drunk?
She's always drunk.
Not to be funny. Not to be funny.
No,
but that comment about the burn barrels, or I mean the burn pits, and she rubbed her hands together and got up. And I mean, that was a drunken move, man. That wasn't like serious or contemplative or anything. That was absolutely bizarre to me, especially under that subject matter. Why would you be happy about the burn pits? I mean, I'm sure she went and saw them. They were nasty. I mean, and they were the solution at every base. You know, they increased them and they put some forced air on them and made them into incinerators. But that was bizarre, man. There's something. These people are not right. They're not well.
This is again, Sky, giving it to. I think they were giving it to Kamala, I think, on this one.
Let's go to another inept deputy making a bit of a hash of things. Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. This is how she summarised the situation in Ukraine.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong.
I mean, you'd almost get that out of a group of grade 6 kids trying to explain what's going on, wouldn't you?
Oh, Peter, it's just extraordinary. And what fills me with horror is the fact that if Joe Biden is declared incompetent for whatever reason, this is the person that is going to replace them. It reinforces the notion and the stories that we hear that she's terribly unprepared. She will not read her briefs. She's not across the detail of anything and thinks that she can just cackle and laugh her way through an interview.
Just in context for the audience, put this on a predominantly black radio talk show that she's talking to.
Yeah.
So this is a rich Caribbean lady who's half Indian and half something else, trying to pretend like she's a black American woman. And I think you can see that's somebody talking to the servants.
Yeah.
That's the way it sounds to me.
I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, this just reminds me of Barack Obama, of what Barack Obama used to do in speaking around the question, because I don't know what the question was, but her response was probably nothing that had to do with the question.
The question was, can you explain to the audience what's going on in Ukraine? That was the question.
All right. So
she said nothing, had nothing to do with
that history lesson. The history lesson was nothing that anybody needed. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. And that's what Barack Obama used to do for like 5 or 6 minutes of talking with the media. And then the media would then come on later. That was the greatest response ever made.
And really what he really meant was this.
Yeah. He came out and talked about racism and stuff for about an hour and a half in a speech that really just poked around with probably maybe 20 or 25 minutes of okay.
My man good, couldn't he? He's
yeah.
He's a professional at that.
And we need to fix our streets. So after that speech was over, the media was going to, that's the best damn speech on racism we ever had. The punk didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything. So, you know, I mean, that's Sky News. And I'm sure y'all heard the guy on the left.
Couldn't hold it in.
When I heard that this morning, I had to go back and listen to it to make sure, because I was watching it and then I kind of put it down when he did it, and I heard did somebody on there just make that noise? And I went back and looked, and he was like, you know,
see, I'm sitting here on this side. I'm sitting here on this side, and I thought it was you. So I looked down at the console and I said, no, his mic's muted. It couldn't have been him. And then I looked up at the guy on the end, and his cheeks were still puffed up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like,
the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, we need a leader. Okay. We need a leader.
Get your ass up.
Yeah, exactly. And no, yeah, that's right. That's right. Get up. Get up. That's right.
Sit back down.
All right. Get up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm in the room. And yep. Now
go this way. Go this way. That way.
Exactly. Exactly.
They want this train.
Look, all the leaders are following him.
Yep.
All the leaders are following him. Now,
did you see?
I thought get back.
He got in the way.
You're like, get back. All right, wait for everybody.
The biggest dude in the back. There's little Vlad. She don't want to be there. Trudeau, look at Trudeau's shoes.
Yeah, the only one wearing light brown shoes, man. He's the only one. Wearing light brown shoes. Oh my gracious. But again, these sanctions aren't doing a damn thing. And I know, you know what? In listening to a lot of these people complain about, because I'm not saying what they should do, because I don't think that we should be in the situation anyway over there. But to hear,
they should fire anybody that is involved in Ukraine in the State Department. That's the first thing they should do.
Okay, but to hear regular people out here, yeah, but we need to be doing more. That lets you know that they don't teach civics, or they don't
too much television.
They watch too much television, because first off, Ukraine isn't even part of the UN, right?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
I don't really think that they're part of.
I don't know that.
The UN.
I would never lie.
Okay.
I just don't know.
But they aren't part of, but I do know that they don't get the protection that other UN countries.
They're not part of NATO. I mean,
NATO.
No, they're not, and that's the whole problem. That's what started this whole thing.
Right, but
was us making this massive push.
Right
after the Soviet Union fell apart, dissolved, making this massive push to expand NATO, and it was an idiot move, and we did it. The United States State Department did it, and there was people that told them not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Distinguished people that told them not to do it. All the way back into the 90s, and they did it anyway. And the expertise, I've said this before, but I can't emphasize it enough. The level of stupid of these people was on display during Trump's impeachments. If you look at the people that were testifying against President Trump during the Ukraine phase of the Russia
mm-hmm.
hearings,
mm-hmm.
these are the people that are running Ukraine. These are the State Department. Remember Fiona Hill and Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Yep.
And there was a whole parade of other ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that caused this.
Right.
Them and their predecessors,
mm-hmm.
by being so arrogant that the United States is such an indisputable champion of the world, can never be beaten by anybody. Right. So arrogant that they're willing to risk a nuclear war instead of saying we were wrong.
Right.
It's sickening.
No, it is. It is.
And the sanctions, when you hear, I'm sure everybody's heard of the Great Reset. You know, everybody's saying that they want to change the world order. You know, it's been this way since World War II was over. Now it's time for a change. which, ladies and gentlemen, that means now it's time to knock the U.S. off its throne, for the U.S. middle class to stop being so successful, and Americans in our government are doing it.
Oh, yeah.
When I heard the Fed chairman, Powell, say that, it's possible that we have, this is yesterday, it's possible that we could have more than one world reserve currency and we'd probably be okay. Dude, that's selling America down the river. Down the river. We are living in a very special time for Americans.
Yeah.
Because the world respects our dollar so much. But that's temporary, man. That doesn't have to be permanent.
But, we, for those that don't know civics and those don't know social studies or those that don't know government, they can't go into Ukraine. They don't have the authority to go into Ukraine. And if they went into Ukraine, then you have started World War III.
You're so right about that. And we have to be so careful, man. There's a guy from Mississippi, a Republican,
right,
from Mississippi, Senator Roger Wicker. And this guy could be the most dangerous guy in Washington, man. He sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and he's up there every day making proposals that the United States should start a no-fly zone in Ukraine. And let me just explain what that means. That means that we are going to go to war with Russia, no matter what we say.
Yep.
No matter what Senator Wicker says.
Yep.
You don't even have to set up a no-fly zone.
Right.
You set up one anti-aircraft battery in Ukraine.
Yep.
And Vladimir Putin will say, you're at war with me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would not blame him for saying that.
Exactly. He would.
But this Roger Wicker is willing to send us to combat with freaking Russia, one of the strongest countries in the world, and force us to send our sons there. Think about this. When's the last time the United States military fought a battle that we did not have air supremacy?
Right.
Do our soldiers even know how to react to a fighter jet strafing us? Because it hasn't happened since World War II.
Girl, what's that?
Or Korea.
Girl.
Right.
What is that?
Exactly. Look at the fireworks.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
I remember when
I need another operation.
They said there was going to be body bags for days in Iraq.
Yeah.
This is Russia.
Yeah.
And again, don't get me wrong. We could whoop Russia's ass.
Yeah, we can.
But we would have to kill 1 million people to do it.
That's the truth.
And we would have to lose so many of our own people.
That's the truth, too. That's the truth.
It's a big country. Look on a map.
It's huge.
It's geography.
Right. And you know what? Even though now I agree, I agree, Hutch, that we would win. But everybody that I know throughout history that has tried to take Russia has lost.
They might win for a little while.
That try to take that country.
That's an excellent point, too.
Has lost.
It's an excellent point because it goes to the mentality of the Russian people and the leader of Russia in this event.
Yep.
When the United States, there's nobody that's still around in the United States that remembers us being invaded by a hostile force. Russia's been invaded 8 times. And every time, they've been invaded by the Swedish twice.
And he's still there.
And they're still there.
They're still there.
And Germany ain't there. Turkey ain't there.
Nope.
The
Italy.
Teutonic Knights ain't there.
Yep. No.
France.
Look.
Napoleon got booted out.
Napoleon tried. Hitler tried.
And every time they did it, they raped, pillaged, and burned. And don't think those Russian people don't pass that on to their young.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me in that context, you're going to put a freaking NATO country on their border. It doesn't make sense. Our State Department people are stupid.
That's what they're trying to do, though. That's what they're trying to do.
It's true.
But and notice this: as much stuff as you see happening, Putin is still doing what he wants to do.
Well, he's just a madman. He's getting sick. Can't you see it? His health is not
there. Yeah, he's done.
He's a madman. He doesn't know what he's doing. His military can't get out of their own way.
he's eating steak and drinking milk every night. And, he's like, let them do whatever they want to do.
Over at President Zelensky's wife's house. He's a player, man. I'm telling you. You mess with you poke the wrong guy in the eye. I kind of feel sorry for Zelensky.
I mean,
he's just a puppet of these
right,
people.
Exactly. And you know what? And he knows he's a puppet. And right now he's playing because he knows it could have been over on Monday night. He knows that.
Absolutely.
And then if this really was a war, if Ukraine really had something, Ukraine would have been firing missiles back off into Russia. This is so lopsided, it's not even funny. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I said I was just shocked at the way that they started it out. I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute, he's hitting up those three. Well, no. Actually, he started a couple days before that with, let's just say it like this: north, south, east, west. He took out the east by just coming out in the public.
Didn't fire
one shot, did he?
No, I mean, I don't know about how many, but I mean, it wasn't any mass devastation.
He was like, those are my people and they are going to be protected. That's what he said. Those are my people and they're going to be protected. All right. They're already out of the picture. Then he come in from three sides. Last night, they said that he took the port. There's no way that he's going to stop now. And because there's no way he's going to give it back after he did it. He
may take the two provinces that are Russian separatists, Donbass and Luhansk. But it's possible if Zelensky does the right thing. They already signaled him from Washington that we would accept this. If they're neutral, in other words, they're not in NATO and they're not in the Russian thing. Because the Russians made a new federation after the Warsaw Pact, and it's inconsequential. I can't even remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But so it's possible that they could be neutral and he would leave it like that. And the reason I say that is because exactly what you just said. When he came in, he didn't come in with guns blazing. He didn't come in to destroy the infrastructure of the country or to kill its citizens. He could have done that easily, and this would have already been over. And he could actually do that at any time going forward. So we need to pay attention. There's not a whole lot of avenues left for Putin. I mean, if Zelensky values his country and his people, he better do the math, and he better listen to his generals and not be putting things out on TikTok that his special forces is saying that if you're artillerymen, we are going to kill every one of you. We're taking no prisoners. Pee on yourself because we're coming to get you. I mean, that's what they're putting out. They're going to commit war crimes, the Ukrainian special forces, against Russian artillerymen. Not a smart thing to do, Zelensky. I mean, you can do it if you want. If you want to go down with the ship, that's up to you. But all Putin has to do is give a green light, and Kiev, that's how Ukrainians say Kiev, not Kyiv.
Right.
It's two syllables.
Right.
Kiev, if you're Russian, but if you're Ukrainian, Kyiv. So it'll be gone. It'll be rubble. He's got the artillery to do it. It's lined up. How long is this convoy? 40 miles long?
40 miles.
That's 10 miles artillery shells.
40 miles. Yep.
And it's not, again, please, do not take this as I'm supporting Putin.
Right.
I'm not supporting Putin.
And
it's not my war.
Yeah.
My war is with my media.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous the way this is being covered. And I feel so bad for so many people that are getting patsied into this.
Yeah.
Because they are. I mean, you look at the headlines, you look at the blaming our high gas prices on this.
Right.
You look at the sanctions and how great they are. They could very easily bounce right back in our face, man.
No, that's true.
Very easily.
Yeah. So,
what's that? The army?
No, that's Zelensky.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
There he is.
Second from there he is, right there. Yeah, that's him, right there.
Oh, there you go. You're in good hands, Ukraine. That looked like
That's
Glenn
the president,
Beck.
right? Yeah, look at him. That's the president.
Oh my word! Oh no!
That's the president right there.
Oh no!
That's the hero. That's the hero.
That's the Gen X stuff. Yes, sir.
No wonder they love him.
Unbelievable. They should have more diversity on that stage, though.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. All right, that's enough of that. That's some village people.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the president of Ukraine right there.
Oh, Zelensky.
Yeah, and I guess okay. That's it. That's all.
Sis boom bop, baby.
Oh my God.
Vladimir's like
you know what? I bet you that pisses Vlad off too, because Vlad ain't all about that, that sweetie stuff.
No. He never gets to the G in LGBT. Yeah. He does.
Yeah. We got some people
still playing down there, man. Stop it.
We got some people in Pennsylvania that got some words for Joe Biden. Oh, yeah, I know we do.
I really didn't have very high opinion of the president before, and it's even less now. If he offered the sanctions and still went ahead with his plans, this shows that America is very weak.
You don't think this was a result of them seeing how feckless we were in Afghanistan, and Putin sees how weak we are, and he just says, okay, I'm 70 years old. This is my time.
I think President Biden so far, just in general, has sort of been kind of weak with these things. Why don't we do something about it? So I'm also a little frustrated, but I don't know what else he could do.
I think she's an infantry battalion commander, right? I mean, what do you want to do, man? Why do we have to do something?
Yeah.
That first guy, man, he was visiting. He was from West Virginia. The first guy that's on her, he had that accent. I'm just kidding, man.
You crazy. Let's see.
We don't have to do anything, man. We'll just sit back and watch.
Which one?
I said, we don't have to do anything. This mad rush that all of a sudden that we have to do something. The only thing that we should do is apologize for the whole thing. I mean, really, I hate to say that. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, I did 35 years in the United States military. I'm a combat veteran. I don't like saying this stuff. I'm embarrassed.
Right.
I'm totally embarrassed. But I'll tell you something. Something that got me through those years is not lying.
That's right.
You got to tell the truth out here, whether it hurts or not.
That's it.
And these people are representing you and I, and they're making a damn fool out of us all.
Yep. I agree. I totally agree. For those that are watching right now, we're just, the way that we look at it is real talk, honest views. That's the only way to go. So, we're not.
Sometimes they suck, man. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But this isn't Fox News.
You crazy.
This ain't MSNBC.
Look, you know what? I don't think Rachel Maddow's coming back.
I wouldn't know. I mean, she couldn't have had any good ratings. I mean, she was horrible.
Yeah, I don't think she's coming back.
And you just to bring out let's just go back to 1970 for a second. Can we? She wasn't that good to look at, man. And you got to have that with a TV personality.
Right. I would never because she was always a she to me. I would never ever say that she was a he, which is what she wanted. She wanted
Rachel Bear.
Yeah, she wanted people to call her a he. And I was like, I ain't calling her no he.
Brett Bear's sister.
Yeah, I ain't calling her no he. But yeah, so I don't know, Hutch. I mean, the way that things are going right now, you know, probably by next Friday he would have taken down the other two cities, and maybe publicly would have came up with an agreement with China. Maybe that's the only thing left is for them publicly to come out in an agreement that would really piss off the media or piss off the leaders across the country. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if you're Zelensky,
the world.
If you're Zelensky, I mean, you don't have a whole lot of options. You know, you're gonna be on the train that Putin's driving,
right?
Unless you're gonna attack. You know, unless Zelensky's going to go take Moscow with his couple brigades.
Yeah,
I mean, he could try that. It's going to get muddy pretty soon. He better hurry. You know, but and that's another consideration for Putin too. I mean, a couple more weeks, and I mean, I don't know what the weather forecast is like over there, but in general, the second week of March is muddy season.
Yeah,
and go to YouTube and look at the siege of Stalingrad when spring came, you know, or other various battlefields. Korea's the same way. Korea's invasions are always in the middle of the wintertime because that's when the rice paddies are frozen. That's when the track vehicles can get over them, which is why a tour in South Korea sucked, because you were out in the field all winter, you know, just for just such an occasion. But again, I don't want to anybody to misunderstand this, because that's what the neocons and the left will do. They'll say this is just a pro-Putin show and these guys love Vladimir Putin because they're Trump supporters. No, I can't stand Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is I was a Cold Warrior throughout from 1981 till the end of the Cold War. You know, I stood against communism. Ronald Reagan was my first commander-in-chief, you know, and my last commander-in-chief was Donald J. Trump.
Right.
So I've seen a little bit of it.
Right.
And this is my attitude is we have to fix our State Department and our Department of Defense. If you look at the seal of the United States of America, the eagle is holding two things in its claws. On one side, it's holding an olive branch. On the other side, it's holding a quiver of arrows. The arrows are the Department of Defense, and the olive branch is the State Department. We have to fix that.
Yeah.
We have to fix that. It is what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is on the 7th floor of Foggy Bottom, CIA headquarters, is the State Department. The State Department leadership. They honestly believe that they are the U.S. government, not the elected government. They honestly believe that. They go back in the shadows. When a guy comes that tries to ratchet back the war drums like Donald Trump, they come out in force like maggots. They come out from underneath their turds. And you saw them during the impeachment hearings. You saw the head of the State Department post in Syria tell the media that he lied about troop strength to the president. You remember that? When President Trump said, get out of Syria, we're getting them all out. And then he comes out, oh, no, we didn't really do that. I just told him that we had those numbers, you know. It's going to, we have to have accountability. To have this much power, we have to have accountability. You've got criminals running stuff now. I'm sorry.
And to ask for accountability from, you know, we were talking about this earlier, to ask for accountability in this day and time.
Almost impossible.
You know,
almost impossible.
And, you know, I think Hutch for being, for having my 6 on it, because when I talk about situations that are happening, I talk about them as I see them. I'm not trying to talk about them negatively or giving people the idea that there's no hope. But Hutch had a couple questions for me about accountability and stuff. And I the first thing that hit my mind was Kennedy. That's the first thing that hit my mind. Like, do you think that someone is going to go to jail for the stuff that is happening, like with the election. Do you think somebody is going to be put in jail? Like the word just came down last night. January 6th committee has found, allegedly has found charges, and they are they're going to not bring charges because it's not a court, but they were the January 6th committee has finished their findings or whatnot and found some criminal charges and stuff against Trump for the election and stuff. And I'm like, okay, all right, I see what you're trying to do. It should be easy what you're trying to do, but you're trying to make it so that he doesn't run for office again.
And that nobody supports him and he doesn't have any legal counsel.
You're not trying to put him in jail. You're just trying to make him that you're not going to run for office again.
Cancel him.
Right, exactly. Now, knowing Trump, he's gonna take this to the Supreme Court. If that's what the ruling is going to be. You know, the Congress might pass a law for it, but they have to do it before the 2022 election because Republicans will be in charge before that. Now, maybe he doesn't have to go to the Supreme Court because if Republicans come in, then they'll just pass a law and get rid of it. You know, that's something that they can do. I don't know if they're going to, but that's something that they could do is take it off the books. But when was the last time you saw government remove something off the books? So
just Joe Biden.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing is, I think that Trump, if this goes, then Trump will take to the Supreme Court, and there you have a 5-4 conservative tilt. Well, Wayne, no, it's 6-3. No, it's 5-4. I don't count Roberts. I put Roberts on the other side right now. You know, so I mean, that's or not only Trump. They're probably going to add other people in there too.
Vernon Jordan is a member of Congress, right?
No, not yet.
Is he getting ready to get elected, or
he's trying to?
Because I heard him say something. It was a little off the wall, but I mean, it's possible.
It probably is.
He said that when he's in Congress, he's going to nominate President Trump to be the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Gates said it. We've said it on the show many times too. Honestly, I think that would be the better thing because
that'd be great.
Because as leader of the Congress, that's gonna be a show boy.
He's in charge of the money, man.
He's in charge of the money, exactly. And he sets the agenda.
Right.
You know, not the president. Boy, he sets the agenda.
That'd be amazing.
I know it would. I mean,
it'd be amazing.
I mean, look, Nancy Pelosi had a plane. Trump can have a plane. Shit. I mean, you know. Actually, Trump already got one. But to have the president as a Speaker of the House, and he isn't losing his eligibility to run again because or to sit in the Oval Office because if something happened to Kamala and something happened to Joe, he's right there. He's right there. So yeah. I mean, honestly, I think
God, that'd be funny. That'd be
me.
Awesome.
I think that's the smartest move.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
The conservative, and now McCarthy might have his jaws in a wide. And
that's all right. Trump could take him off of every committee.
And then
put him on the Native American Heritage Committee. You can be you know what? You can be the head guy. You can be the chairman. You can be the chieftain.
Yeah, I mean, and oh man,
that would be so fun to watch, man.
I think he should be Speaker of the House. Why not?
I mean, you
for
think,
now.
How long you think Schiff and Swalwell will last?
Man, Trump. Look, Trump would pull him off the committees.
I'm telling you, they'd put him in jail.
Trump would no, he can't sit on there. Nope.
Right.
Nope. He can't. He can't sit on there. She can't sit on there. Nancy, no, you can't sit on that either. Nope.
She's gonna leave. I stand by that.
If he becomes Speaker, she's gonna leave.
I don't care what happens. She's leaving, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's just me. That's my vote.
Telling you, man. She's
old, man. She's
I know
old.
she is.
That stuff she was doing this here. I don't know what that was about, man. That's some senile shit.
She's stirring the coffee.
I don't know what she's doing. She's getting that ice cream ready, man. She's breaking it down. Pralines and cream.
Now, again, if Trump runs, if he becomes speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying he can't run in 2024. But if he runs for, if he gets elected speaker before the end of the year, you can cancel Christmas, boy.
Boy, that'll be a whole. We have to have another show.
I know, right? You cancel Christmas because January 6th. That won't have nothing on January 6th.
No, that'll be like, oh my word. That would be. It would be good just to watch.
I know, right?
Brett Baer's face.
Yeah.
Just to watch him react. I mean, can you imagine Bill Kristol?
Dude.
For all them pedophiles in the Lincoln Project?
All of those votes, to sit there and watch C-SPAN tally those votes.
Oh man.
See, and it would be just like election night. Oh shit, he did it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You remember that, Hutch? I never forget. It was, everybody's watching it, but me and you, 11:07. It was 11:07 when we called it. We called it at 11:07.
That was a hell of a show. That was a fun one though. That was like, man, that was good. That was a good show. That was awesome.
When the numbers came in, y'all, at 11:07, that's when California, Oregon, and Washington did their thing.
They had them 3 counties in Pennsylvania that were outstanding.
They still had Georgia that was outstanding. I think Virginia was still outstanding, but they were leaning Trump.
Man, I looked at these counties. I expanded that map.
Yep.
And looked at which counties they were. I'm like, there ain't a Biden supporter, or who was he running against?
Clinton.
There ain't a Clinton supporter in that county.
Look, and even when you added California, Oregon, and Washington, I was like,
have enough.
2, 4,
right?
2. I said, wait a minute, hold on. And Hutch was talking. I was like, okay, yep. He won. Hutch, he won. Oh, he won. It's like, I mean,
that was awesome.
Everything else is leaning.
We were way ahead of everybody too.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. That was the first little inkling I got about Fox.
Yep.
I'm like, why didn't they call this? Look at.
Yep.
I mean, this. See, something you got to understand about Pennsylvania.
Right.
You got Philadelphia on one side, and you got Pittsburgh on the other side. You got Alabama in the middle, and we were all in Alabama, is where those counties were.
Yeah.
They weren't having a Clinton. They hated Clinton.
I swear, y'all. I was shocked because when it started the night before, when it started earlier before we went on air, I was like, "Oh shit, he gonna lose."
Yep, me too. I was thinking the same thing. That was the best night. I was
looking at those numbers. We were looking at those numbers, and because that's when they were putting the exit
fake.
polls.
The polls were so fake.
Right.
I'm sitting there going, Sundance, be right. Conservative trials, be right. Because he's telling me the whole time leading up to that election, I mean, he was naming names.
Yeah.
He was saying this poll company said this, but this is the CEO of this poll company, and he donated all this money over here. And I'm thinking, damn, man, these polls are all wrong too. And they were.
Yep.
They were. It was a great day, great night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that night I got on there. I was like, ugh. But no. Actually, I sort of had hope because we went out at 7.
Damn.
But they took the polls down around between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. They took those polls down, showing Clinton in the lead. They took it down between 5, and everybody kept going there to see what was going on, but the polls weren't up there anymore. The exit poll information wasn't up there. So we were like, well, what's going on? And we weren't the only ones. The Trump administration was watching the same thing. They even said that they thought that they had lost.
They were probably listening to us at the time.
Probably, yeah. Yep. Either way,
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Got to do it again. I'd love to see it speak. Boy, that would be freaking just to make Nancy Pelosi give him that gavel.
Yep.
That would be he'd turn that into a show.
All you need is one person to stand up and say, I nominate Donald J. Trump for Speaker of the House.
What are the other Republicans going to do? Say no?
Yep.
I mean, you can do that.
Yeah, you can. You'll be on record.
That's right. We're watching.
Yep.
Every 2 years. You're up every 2 years.
Yep.
You're actually the only people in our government that are supposed to be elected by the people is you.
Yep.
The Senate's not supposed to be elected by the people, and neither's the president.
Yep.
It's the way our program works, and neither's the Supreme Court.
Right.
You're the only people. And it would be an interesting endeavor to try to get the 17th Amendment to the Constitution back and have the states pick the senators. I mean, you look at the destruction that these grifters have done.
Yeah.
For instance, John McCain comes to mind. There's a state that he's from that is buried in illegal immigration, and he's all for it. You think? I mean, I remember when the state party of Arizona, the state Republican Party, censored him, and then he turned around and got all those guys fired.
Yeah.
I mean, the Arizona legislature would never have picked John McCain as their senator, or Flake, for that matter.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I mean, it probably never happened. I mean, we're all programmed that you can never change the Constitution. They did it before. You know, not.
But here's the thing. What's that amendment again?
The 17th Amendment. That
it's on the books.
They changed the Constitution to say that senators will be elected by a popular vote instead of selected by their legislature, which is how it's written into the original Constitution, and how it happened up until like Charles Darwin, I think, was one of the people that.
So Congress changed that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
there was a big push that why should we let our states pick these? The people ought to pick these, and la da 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 da. And now you have a popular vote that's just a.
You got the end. I mean, they saw it. They saw it, and they took advantage of it. And
now it's a popularity contest.
And the American people like.
Do you really think that the Utah legislature would have put Mitt Romney as their senator?
Nope.
Or the South Carolina legislature would have put Lindsey Graham in there?
Nope.
Or Susan Collins or Murkowski or Toomey or any of these people?
I'm sure that they were
Chuck Schumer.
New people in Congress right now.
And they'd probably be in their 30s.
In the Senate, right. In the Senate, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. See, and
that's
again,
done more damage to us than a lot of things.
Exactly. And it's been over a period of time.
Yeah.
So now when you look back at it, you'd be like, damn, that was done back then. Yeah. And the people back then didn't do nothing about it. They didn't do nothing. You know,
well, they sold it to them. They sold it to them like you don't have any power over your own government.
Yeah.
You know, it's an easy argument to make if you don't do it in context. You know, this is supposed to be 50 sovereign states that are together under a federal government, but with the state governments in charge of everything that's not in the Constitution. If it's not in the Constitution, the federal government doesn't have anything to do with daycare, you know, or transportation for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that this is all ridiculous. I mean, and a lot of people have been conditioned. You know, nowadays, the things that people will call their government for are crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, these people, especially city dwellers, people are helpless, man. There's a dead bird in my driveway, and you call the government. Wow. You know, why don't you get a pair of gloves on and go take it up and throw it in the woods?
Right.
Or throw it down and do whatever you want with it. Get it out of your yard. No, we're calling the government, man. The people next door are at a fire in their fire pit in their back door. So you got Americans that are calling guys with guns to come to their neighbors that's sitting around a campfire. It's ridiculous. It's the federal government doesn't have, it's way too big. We got to get rid of some of these agencies. That's what's powering it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
you look tired, man. You look tired.
No, I'm good. I'm good. You know, the weekend is here too. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch some more of Putin just taking over Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared. Be prepared. He's been, what's this, day 8?
Yeah.
He's been very, very, no matter what the liars in the media tell you, All they want you to do is they want us to all go to war because the money flows when there's a war. Vladimir Putin is near the end of his ability to keep this peaceful. He's either going to have to withdraw. He's not going to do that, folks. Or he's going to have to negotiate. Zelensky's going to have to realize what time it is. Or there's going to be a whole lot more bloodshed than we've seen in a long time.
Right.
That's the option. So the weekend's coming. The Friday document dump is tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen Saturday?
Before we go, make sure that y'all check out. Don't sleep on those Friday dumps. Don't sleep on those Friday dumps because a whole lot of stuff. We always talked about how people get tired and then they turn their back on politics because so many scandals and stuff, and then you get immune to it and whatever. Don't turn your back on those Friday dumps because, I don't know why they do it, but they do it. So there's a lot of incredible, stupid ass stuff that they do that they release. So that if later they say, well, why do we know? Well, we released it back on we released it back on this date right here. It's been in the public for a couple of years, So, be careful. Be careful. Just check out, just watch those Friday dumps. And I know y'all saying, well, I don't know where to get them. Well, the White House releases them to the public every Friday. The media gets it. But by the time the media gets it, they've already set up who's going to be on their show on Sunday morning. So unless it's a big time super thing that has something to do with the media or whatnot, they won't report on it. And it could be the most important thing that, we need. So I guess there'll be more sanctions over the weekend. And I just don't get it, but they do what they do. Hutch, they do what they do. Hutch?
Yes, they do.
Mr. Big Man, we are out. I hope that you have you going up to the cabin?
Nope, we're going to stick around here and probably go in the hot tub and use my Pillow beautiful towels when I get out of them. And Friday night, if you want to listen to the radio, we'll be on 8 p.m. Go to Spreaker.com. We're on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the late night folk. Don't forget to come back here Monday to Thursday. 12 noon, we're on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Where is here, by the way, because it changed.
Here?
Yeah, because it's no longer on Facebook, no longer on Twitter.
You're right. Twitch, DLive, Cloud Hub, Rumble, Getter, and we also send a link to Truth Social. All right. Have you got your link yet for Truth Social?
265,000th on the list. And just because Angel's not here, I'll fill in for her. Wayne has his own app. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it. It's right there.
Oh my goodness.
Worst comes to worst, you got to do that.
You crazy. Well, thank you, man. For those that have the cable cutting and stuff like that, I told you about Sky News. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, you'll have the Wayne Dupree podcast on Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Roku. So
dude's a social media genius, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just here to tell you.
I'm working with some designers right now to get it up on those platforms. For all I know, I only see Daily Wire and RSBN up there. So, we get ours up there, and we'll hope you'll be able to watch us on TV instead of looking at various places you can watch us on your TV. Okay. Your voice so funny, so peace.